Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with another episode of the Strafing Run. And first and foremost, Happy New Year. Really have to thank everybody for sticking around. Obviously, this channel and all YouTube channels and live streams, they're absolutely nothing without viewers. And the fact that some of you have been here on this channel, a subscriber to this channel for as long as you have, it's just absolutely fractastic. But hope you guys all have an amazing new year. And I can tell you that the channel is doing a lot better ever since I decided to make it more hobby oriented. It's just improving in terms of numbers. Views are up, subscribers are up. You know, we've got decent discussion in the comment section. I say decent because there's always people that are just grumpy about something. You're never going to be able to please everybody, so it's as good as it can be, at least in comparison to other comment sections on YouTube. You guys seem to be enjoying the content. You're loving the Strafing Run. It's just good times here on the SideStrafe channel. Live stream's doing pretty well. Also, I'm happier, I think, with everything. So it's going to be a good year. We should definitely be able to hit 200,000 plus subscribers. And I'm looking forward to more people joining us. But today I've got 2 rounds of Blast Mode in Star Wars Battlefront for you. And then following this, we'll have some squad gameplay. I think today's episode of the Strafing Run is going to be a bit more casual, just a way for me to discuss what I'm up to, what games I'm playing, thinking of playing, you know, a usual Strafing Run status update. But still enjoying Battlefront, and we of course have a year of DLC to look forward to. It has been confirmed that it will focus on the original trilogy, as I thought. I know some people are upset about that. Some people were expecting some sort of Clone Wars DLC or maybe even The Force Awakens. I didn't see that as making much business sense. If anything, they're going to want to save that material for sequels. There's still a lot that they can cover with original trilogy. You know, some people were telling me, oh, I'm sick of original trilogy. Why can't they do something new? I'm like, wait a minute. You call yourself a Star Wars fan? What Star Wars fan claims to be sick of the original trilogy? Are you kidding me? I'm never sick of the original trilogy. You could make video games about OT until the day I die, and I wouldn't complain. I mean, I'm looking forward to some new stuff. I don't mind Clone Wars content. I'll obviously want to see some new trilogy stuff. I'm fine with that. But I never going to have an issue with more original trilogy. So how many times can we say original trilogy in this episode? Let's count. But yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. There's more material they can cover. There's a lot of planets and heroes to add. TFA is too new, right? We don't know everything there is to know about all the characters. You know, they can't just add a Rey hero when we don't know about her future. We don't know what she's going to become. You know, I mean, so it just doesn't really make sense. There might be some other games that do feature, you know, TFA, but I can't really compare them to what we have here. On top of that, in terms of development, it takes a long time to create assets of this caliber, and I simply don't think many people understand the development process enough to behave themselves, because they freak out. They're like, why can't you do this? You guys could do this in a day. Just reskin the Stormtrooper. Make it a First Order guy. Like, it's just that easy. Like, they press a button and it's done. It's like, dude, seriously, education. I almost wish that schools would just have a mandatory game art and design class, at least for a month or something. I don't know. Just because video games are such a big part of this world now that it's almost like it would perhaps result in calmer human beings. I don't know. But no matter what excuse I could come up with, really, just at the end of the day, it's all about what makes business sense. And, you know, they want to save a lot of ideas for sequels. Let's face it. So there's still a lot that they can get into with OT. and I'm fine with that. I think the only people that might not be are the people that perhaps didn't grow up with it. I don't know. I don't really know what the case is. Perhaps it's a matter of relatability. People that didn't grow up with original trilogy maybe grew up with Clone Wars, and they're feeling like they want that because that's what they relate to, that's what they know, that's what they prefer. I don't know. I'm just, you know, grasping at straws here. But in any case, whatever. What's done is done. That's my opinion on it. But I did want to bring up something else in regards to Star Wars Battlefront and EA specifically. There have been some people saying things like, you're getting paid to play this game. There's no way you can possibly like this game, you know. How much is EA paying you to enjoy this? I'm nothing. It's simply not the case, and I can prove that to you because, as I've mentioned before, EA has a sponsorship program specifically for YouTubers. It's called EA Ronku. I have no idea what it stands for. I do have access to this program. However, in order to take part in their missions, in order to actually receive money from EA, you have to abide by some rules. And one of the rules is that you have to place a logo at the beginning of your video, I think within the first 5 seconds of the video, that says sponsored by EA Ronku. It's like a black logo, white text. You've probably seen it if you watch Jack Frags, Frankie in 1080p on PC, Level Cap Gaming, just to name a few YouTubers that are a part of this program. And there's nothing wrong with being a part of this program. However, I have yet to take part in any of those missions, and I haven't received any amount of money from EA for playing this game. Otherwise, you would see that logo. You would also see something in the description that says sponsored by EA Ronku. And I think preferably you're to also state it within the video via voice. I've done none of these things. And you can't make videos and get any money out of EA if you don't abide by these rules. Because they look at the submitted video. There's like a web process. You submit the video, they look it over, and they say, okay. But if there's nothing there, if the logo's not there, the little image at the front of the video is not there, you're not getting money. So simple as that, guys. I haven't gotten any money. I just happen to be crazy enough to enjoy this game. So beyond that, you know, if you think that I'm the kind of guy that would only play something for money, then I would probably suggest you not subscribe to me, because why would you want to sub to somebody you don't trust? Now, some of you might be asking, well, if you have access to this program, why aren't you taking advantage of it? You make Star Wars Battlefront videos all the time. You enjoy the game. Why not get paid? You're going to laugh. The reason's actually kind of stupid, but I'm extremely OCD. I don't like putting other people's logos on my videos, and so it's kind of annoying to me to have to put a sponsored by EA Ronku logo at the front of my video. You know, it's like I'm a neat freak. Like my logo and the Entertainment with Standards thing has to just be all nice and neat. And I don't know if I can maybe figure out a nice way to do it that still abides by their rules and regulations. Maybe, but stuff like that bugs me. So, you know, we'll see. It's not really a big deal. Right now, I'm surviving. I don't necessarily need their additional funds at the moment. But that's not to say that I'll never take part in it. I just don't know yet. I'm really weird about what my videos look like. So, yeah, it's stupid, I know. So, we'll see. But, you know, there's that. If you don't see the logo, not getting anything from them. If you do see it, then I am. But, you know, even if I do take part, please, oh please, understand that it's because I enjoy the game. I will never, ever, ever, ever take any amount of money to play a game that I have no interest in. Okay? I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror each day if that was the case. There are people that are fine with that. They can live with it. Money's money. I'm just not that kind of person, and I hope that you guys believe that. Now, moving right along, I'd like to discuss a few other titles that I'm considering, namely Elite Dangerous Horizons. I've been thinking about it. I've been eyeing it. You know, I'm intrigued again. I always am. I always want to like Elite Dangerous, but I know that I always end up playing it for about a week, and then I get tired of it. And I'm trying to think, well, how can I enjoy it? What am I missing about that game? Because I know it's decent. But I think I just have the same issue as everybody else, is that you just run out of things to do. I know you're saying, but you're playing Star Wars Battlefront over and over again. I don't know, it's just different. With Elite, when I go back to it, it's always, okay, let me relearn how to play, because I always forget, right? Set up the joystick again, jump in, learn to pilot my ship all over again, because I just forget certain little things. Then what? Okay, space trucking. Alright, do that a few times, then you kind of get tired of it. Bounty hunting, same thing. You kind of get tired of it. Alright, well, you know, there was some big patches that have maybe more to do with factions and player versus player. Maybe I could jump into that. Maybe I could try that stuff out. Is the grouping system any better yet? I don't know. But now here's Elite Dangerous Horizons. There's planetary landings, or, well, like moon landings, because everything that I've seen so far looks like some sort of moon or barren planetscape, and it just doesn't look that entertaining. There's just not much to explore. You jump on the planet, you get out in your buggy, you drive around, you shoot at a couple drones, or you don't, or you find something, you scavenge, you blow up rocks for resources or something. I don't know. Horizons has just begun. I believe if you've purchased this, you're entitled to everything that comes out for this year, which includes things like multi-crewing ships, which is one thing that I am really, really looking forward to. That has always intrigued me in any type of space sim game. It'd be fun to be in one ship with your buddies and, you know, perhaps have different tasks. But, you know, we're not there yet. I don't know when that's going to happen. I think when that does happen, I would definitely purchase it. I really wish that I would have been aware of the game when they had the whole lifetime pass deal. I don't know if it's a lifetime pass or a 10-year pass, something like that. I know they also had a similar deal before the release of Horizons. I think you pay $150 and you could get into that. Basically just get everything that they come out with for the next 10 years or so. I probably would have done it, because considering the price of each expansion, which with the 25% off for owning the original game is like 44 something, I think. I might be wrong, I don't remember. That would have been a good deal. I would have spent the $150 and been done with it. So I don't know. Maybe I can get a hold of the developer and, you know, inquire about a press copy, since I am interested in it, and, you know, maybe make a few vids or streams on it and see how things go. But last time I did try to contact them to get the original game, they weren't very receptive, so I kind of gave up on that idea a while ago. Again, it's not too expensive, but right now it just feels like there's nothing in Horizons to be worth $40. Landing on barren moons isn't necessarily my idea of a good time, so there might be some more things that I need to research, because I would imagine that there's got to be more to do than what I'm aware of. So I might look at that again. I might just go back to playing the Elite Dangerous that I have and messing around with some of the new patch content. So you might see a video or two of that, maybe some live streams. Usually a live stream, because you guys always help me with things in that game. You always teach me how to play the game again. So I might have to live stream it before I ever decide to make videos of it again, but we'll see. On a related note, Star Citizen has entered Alpha 2.0, I believe. They have kind of a more open world setting, and you can like go to a space station thing, hub, and launch your ship and fly around and get yourself into all kinds of trouble. The thing is, the game runs like butt on my machine for some reason. Now, I think I have a pretty decent computer. You know, I've got a nice overclocked i7. I've got two GTX 980 Ti's that I run in SLI, and even with one 980 Ti, that should be enough to take care of anything CryEngine. The problem is, the game is mega alpha and not optimized at all, and I have a tough time maintaining 30 FPS even sometimes. I tried to lower the settings, but the settings range from low to very high, and that seems to be about it. Like, there's no individual settings. You can't go in there and turn off motion blur or FXAA and things like that. You have to create a configuration file, put it in the correct folder, and add in a bunch of lines of code to change the settings. And I find that to be a little ridiculous. Even though it's an alpha, I think there should at least be some basic settings that you can tweak within the game without entering a config file. That just seems to be a bag of silly in my opinion. But yeah, it just runs so poorly right now that I can't make content for it, because it just, like I said earlier, OCD, if you think I'm going to make a 30 FPS or below video, you got another thing coming. So when that game runs properly, I will make something more for it. But until then, or at least until I can figure out how to get it to run better, because I mean, I've seen other people put out videos where it doesn't seem to run as bad. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe it doesn't like my Windows 10. I have no idea. I'm confused. So if you guys have an idea how to get that game to run 60 FPS without making it look horrible, feel free to post your suggestions. I would love to hear them, because I do actually want to take a look at it. I did, you know, buy one of their kernel packages. I've spent a lot of money on that game and haven't seen anything worth that coin so far, so I would like to get something out of it. I know it's still alpha, but how long is it going to be alpha is my question, I guess. So yeah, if you got any ideas, I'd love to hear them. But beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, you are now looking at Squad. This is quite a bit different than Star Wars Battlefront. Talk about contrasting video games. You may have noticed that the volume for this portion of the video is much lower than that of the rest. This is intentional. I did record this footage with in-game voice comms enabled. There's no way for me to separate the in-game voice comms from the rest of the sound effects. So this was just something that I found to be necessary when providing discussion on top of this kind of footage. Obviously, it's annoying if you have one person talking and then other people talking in the background. So that's why I also delivered unto you a First Contact episode featuring Squad in more of a raw format. Squad has been around in beta form for some time now, and many of you have been asking me about it. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it? Are you going to cover it? What's the deal? And yes, I have. I've played it. I've known about it for some time. The thing was, well, I just didn't really know how to cover it. Because most of my videos provide live commentary or post commentary. I'm usually providing some sort of discussion or critical thought process and analysis. And so with Squad, I was like, well, I can't really do that because there's a whole bunch of people talking and interrupting me and things like that. So it's not going to work that way. So I said to myself, you know what? Just let the game speak for itself. Upload the raw format and, you know, maybe throw in some edits and some epic music to make it even better. And it worked. You guys seem to love it. I really enjoyed the video. I spent way too much time on it, but I like how it came out. I'm actually quite proud of that video. Even if you're not into this game, it's only an 11-minute long vid. It's fairly action-packed, and I feel pretty exciting. If you want to check it out, I'll have a link to it in the description below. But I think if I continue to cover this game, then that's the format you'll be provided with, because it just works with the in-game voice comms the way they are. I don't think that there's another way to do it unless it's some sort of advanced post-commentary without interruption. As you can see right now we're doing it, but I have to lower the volume so much to not get overridden by the comms and for it to not be annoying. And, you know, even with the volume lower, it still might be sort of annoying. I don't know. But with all of that said, many of you wanted a formal opinion on the title before purchasing it, as I was not able to provide one within that last video. So here it is. And keep in mind that I was given this game for free. This was, of course, disclosed in my last video via the description. It says I got this game for free in big caps. The devs, I've known them, some of them, for a while. I made the first trailer, the very first teaser trailer for Project Reality back in the day. It's terrible. You can go look it up. I don't know where it's at. It's not that great, but I made that before there was barely any content in PR. So, you know, they remembered that, and you know, obviously with the YouTube channel the way it is, they know that providing press copies is of benefit to them. So they gave me this to take a look at the game. And so here we are, a few months late, but here we are. The game is in early access, okay? It's $40. It's kind of pricey for what's in the game right now. It's a few maps. They're very, very large maps, but some of you, that's not enough. It's infantry only. There's no vehicles yet. Humvees with 50 cals on the way. Not sure when. Maybe within the next few months. The game is going to be combined arms, tanks, choppers, whatever. More vehicles, more factions, abilities, weapons, animations, sounds, all that stuff. The game is not complete. $40 might be a bit steep for some of you. Here's my recommendation right now. Keep an eye on this if you like Project Reality, because this is the spiritual successor to that game. It is using Unreal Engine 4. They finally have an engine that they can tweak, that they can do whatever they want with. They're not limited by that archaic Battlefield 2 engine. One example would be the horrible damage modeling provided within BF2 is no longer going to be an issue within this game. They can do detailed ballistics if they want. That's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited about tanking in this game. Looking forward to what they provide. But yeah, right now, none of that is in the game, so you're going to have to wait. And so it might not be worth your money. So if you throw down the money for this title, I would look at it like your way of supporting the future of this game. A lot of the devs, you know, they're part-time. They can't quit their day jobs yet. They're working on this in their spare time at home or whatever. And, you know, yeah, you would be supporting the development. So, you know, with that said, sure, get it. If you like PR, if you think that that game's great, you know, the way it is, then this is going to be a better version of that, in my opinion. But, you know, I've warned you, the performance is not there. It's glitchy. It's incomplete. It's very early, and if you feel like you're not going to get $40 worth out of it right now with just infantry combat, then you might want to avoid it. But, as I usually say, get into your Steam account and follow the game. Go in there, hit the follow button on the title and the store page. Put it on your wish list. Keep an eye on it. Bookmark the web page, their YouTube channel. Watch my videos on it or somebody else's videos on it if you want to check this thing out. Because I do think that there is a lot of potential here. It's just going to take some time. On top of that, this footage that you're seeing here is quite different than what I showed you in my first contact video. This is intentional because I want you to see that sometimes there's not a lot of action. There's not a lot happening. Because if you're with your squad, which I am here, you're tasked with defending a position. This is my job in this game, is to sit here with the squad and protect this position. And often there's just nothing going on for a while. And then all of a sudden there'll be a 5-minute firefight, but that 5 minutes feels like an eternity, and you're sweating. And I kid you not, this game has made me break out in a sweat because it's that intense. Now you might be saying, why not just play Arma? It's got better graphics, mod support, it's been around for a while, so there's just more to it. It's not accessible. It feels like Arma is the game that you buy to play mods, not the game that you buy to play the game. That's not what I'm looking for. I want to buy a game, knowing what it's about, open the server browser, jump into the server, join a squad, play for 30 minutes or a couple hours easily. I do not feel like Arma is accessible to me, and that's just one man's opinion. No big deal. I'm glad that it does at least provide hours of entertainment to many of you. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay, right? That we're all different and that we have our own opinions. That's pretty cool, right? That's neato. That's nifty. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done here. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate your viewership forever and always, and I will definitely see you on the next one.